Okay, guys, long time no see. I was thinking of analyzing this wonderful song, Giovanni, by BAND-MAID, of course. Today I'm wearing, by the way, the t-shirt with Miku, the author of the lyrics, and the most amazing philosopher of our time, I would say. So, Giovanni's song is really my favorite from Unseen World. I was thinking about doing a video about it for a long time, but I wanted really to do it value added, so to say. So just to really tell you something about this song, which would not be trivial, right? So I was reading a lot of materials, which proved to be very interesting, but I don't know whether it was useful or not. There is so much about the song, but actually about the reference which Miku made to the original author and the original book. There was this guy called Kenji Miyazawa. So, okay, let me show it to you. Okay, here is his book actually. I just bought it on Google Play. A Night on the Galactic Railroad. So, what Miku based her story upon, I think, is probably not the original novel as such, although I don't really know. I know that she's not really anime lover like Akane. Miku is reading manga. I think there is no manga for Night on the Galactic Railroad. At least they don't mention it. They say there is an anime about it, and that's it. Yeah, and of course the original book. So the author of the anime actually wanted to make a very interesting twist. So the book originally is about the boys, the humans, but the guy who created anime, he thought, why not to make it about cats? So he created this very interesting thing about the civilization of cats. Well, it's a little parable, actually, not like actual story. It's rather short. And Giovanni is this blue cat. So this red one is Campanella. Presumably it's about this, it's like the same guy, Tommaso Campanella, who was called Giovanni when he was young. So supposedly it's like the progenitor of these movies, the same guy. But I don't know if it's a guess or if Kenji Miyazawa himself has given any hint about it. Whatever. So Giovanni is the blue one. He's the main character. Okay, how the story goes. You can read about it actually in Wikipedia. It's very okay. What I wanted to actually. Okay, let me organize my thoughts. This video will probably be absolutely chaotic because I really don't know how to say it, how to organize it. I thought that I will start from anime. I thought I should watch the anime for a long time after I heard Giovanni from Unseen World, yeah, the song itself. But it really took me a long time to watch it because I was busy and stuff like that. So finally I watched it, and okay, let me show it to you. Okay, I'll remove this one. So here's the video. It was actually huge when I downloaded. It was like 25 gigabytes or something, whatever. So that's the the original anime. It's very interesting, actually. So, that story about... so it starts about these cats in school. It's like a little town somewhere. So that's the school where they study. And the teacher tells them about Milky Way, the galaxy. So that's a funny... A teacher actually probably himself is Kenji Miyazawa, as they say. So probably it's him. So they talk about... Yeah, so that's Giovanni. That's Giovanni. And this guy is... what's his name? Zanelli? Zanelli. So he's the evil guy. Like that mindlessly evil, like, you know, like children are mindlessly evil. But to be honest, it actually reminded me, you know, of what? So, I'll tell you what it reminded me of. You know this guy, right? Oops, sorry. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't show. Okay, sorry. Okay, here is the picture. You probably know this guy, yeah? Hieronymus Bosch. Okay, I hope you can see it now. So, this famous picture by Hieronymus Bosch called Carrying of the Cross. So it's Jesus, yeah, carrying the cross, and then all the people around him. And that's how the world is, actually. So the one good person is always... there is a lot of evil people around. And they're, you know, stupid, or they have their own vested interests. Like there's a government guy there, like the local policeman, or whatever you call them, a guard. Just some mindless guys, you know, who are, backbiting about somebody. Some, like a woman who's probably concerned only about her beauty, you know, and her own interests as well. So nobody cares about Christ carrying the cross, yeah. So they all happily crucified him, and that's it, yeah. So what I thought about this this story of Giovanni is that that's what basically happened to him in the school. A lot of bullying, and he's feeling like really alone. He's got only one friend, Campanella. So if I could see Campanella somewhere here. Strange that, okay, Campanella should be somewhere here. So he's asked a question and he cannot answer. So he feels like really lost, you know, and he says that I knew the answer. I actually read a book about it, he says. But here's Campanella. So Campanella also was asked the same question. He decided not to answer. So sort of to support his friend, Giovanni. So that's how the anime goes. What I wanted to say about this anime, actually, why it shocked me so much. First of all, of course, it's very deep, like all the Japanese animes. That's why I cannot watch Hollywood movies anymore. You know, they seem to be so childish, you know, they're so shallow. And animes, they always very deep. This one is like from what, 1985 or something, so also very old one. Of course, all the animes by Miyazaki, which you probably know the most, everybody knows them, they from about the same era or like a bit later. They're also very deep, very interesting. So that's about this anime. I sincerely recommend you actually finding it and watching it somewhere. It's really great, but it's very unusual. What they do in this anime, it's like it's not a story as such. Like we in Western civilization, we used to this idea of a movie or a book or whatever, like having a plot, like something starts, the story is starting, then it develops, it culminates in something, and then there is like a result of it, the outcome. But this anime is not like this, and it's actually characteristic for Japanese things, It's so-called traveling block, you may say. So they just go somewhere, and certain things happen to them on the way. So I will not tell the plot actually, because it will take a lot of time, but it's very interesting. It's very meditative. So when you're alone, in the night when nobody's interrupting, you just sit there, turn off all the lights, and just enjoy this anime. It's basically, he falls asleep on a Galactic station. So Giovanni falls asleep on a hill, and then he finds himself in a train. And his friend Campanella is also sitting there, right across him. So he's like, this is Campanella. And it turns out in the end, so they go all over galaxy. So they see a lot of stories. You see, it's like 1 hour, like 50 minutes or something. And they just go somewhere, and they see things. And it's like not... what we do usually with books or movies, we consume the story. We learn the story. And then we do some conclusions from it, like we learn something. In many cases, we don't remember every detail in the story, but we come to some conclusions. We forget the facts, but we remember what these facts, the insights which these facts have led us to. So here, Kenji Miyazawa and the author of this anime, they try to skip basically the idea of the facts as such and jump straight to the insights. So when you watch it, it's like very little, like these vignettes, these little stories which just come to you in a flash, and there is insight over insight. Like some wise saying or some wise conclusion about something, and that's how this story goes. So when you watch it all over, it's like, I don't know, maybe that's like holy writings, how they composed, just little parables in itself. Like, here is the insight, here is another insight, and so they go like this. Why Miku composed this very strange... here's a cross. Yes, so Kenji Miyazawa speaks about some imagery of... it's a northern cross, There is also southern cross, where these are the souls of the dead. The people have just died recently. So they go in this train, and then at a certain station of the Southern Cross, they all depart and go to heaven. So this is Northern Cross. So there's a lot of like very interesting moments, like they go to some sightseeing tour or whatever, to some ancient to a river, where they have like all this very beautiful imagery, you know. So they go to a seashore. Actually, it's a river, right? So it's Milky Way. Milky Way is a river. La Pliocena Mar Bordo. So it's the shore of Pliocene, the era, where they were digging for dinosaurs and stuff like that. So that's actually the river. Yeah, the Milky Way is a very transparent water. So, and the spark inside each droplet. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I warned you guys that this video will be very chaotic. Okay, two more things. Okay, let's make a break and just listen to this song finally. Sorry for taking so long, but okay. Here is... What I suggest first is that we listen to the instrumental version. And I suggest to watch Kanami's version. So this one. Let's watch it. Because you know that Kanami was playing crazy things there. Yeah? You know it very well. Okay, let's watch it. Okay, I'll stop it shortly. I just wanted to comment what amazes me about Kanami, and actually about Haruka from Asterism. Yeah, I watched recently a lot. How they play guitar, you know, the fingers are jumping so fast and to some very precise positions on the neck. Like, it looks to me like it's a cartoon. It's not like a real person, you know. The way she positions her fingers step exactly the positions on the neck, which must be there, you know, at this time. But she's jumping all over the neck, right? So it's mind blowing what they're doing. It's like it's not human, you know. It's like a video game. You know, where these fingers were just drawn by an artist, you know, and just placed exactly in these positions. So, okay, let's continue. Sorry, I'm not showing Misa here because, okay, I can show you Misa later. It's like 1:30, okay. Come on. Okay, let's do it. Where is Misa? Where is Misa? Here is Misa. And Here is Misa on one. Okay, let's come back to Konami. Sorry for jumping between them, but it really amazes me how they do it. Very proggy, yeah. Why I love this is from the progress part of Unseen World. There is roots and progress. They mix these songs in the Spotify version and in the basic CD version, but in fact these are two CDs, roots and progress, Genten Kaiki and Genten Shinka. So back to the roots and forward to the future. It's very progressive. That's really like the most amazing changes, you know, and all this composition and layering. It's so amazing. I was always a prog guy, and I love what Konami is doing about it. Yeah, that's what Konami is doing there. Konami is amazing. Okay, it's funny because I started analyzing this song from the meaning. So, like from the lyrics, supposedly it should have started from the lyrics, right? And then I start with instrumental. But to be honest, I don't understand what lyrics are about. Okay, these are the lyrics. Giovanni by BAND-MAID from Uta 10. Ah, these lyrics are like, I still don't understand. Okay, even I read the story by Kenji Miyazawa. Who is stranger? I don't know. There is no such character in there. Pulsation. Well, pulsation probably of a star. Probably. But there is also no such character or phenomenon or whatever in the story. So there are some things which I probably understand what they mean, like this one, I'm afraid you know you can't hold me. That's probably Campanella saying to Giovanni, because Campanella is dead. So what Giovanni actually is seeing is Campanella's soul on his way to beyond, to great beyond. And Campanella is basically saying him farewell. And Giovanni is like, don't leave me. You my only friend. How can you go? And Campanella says, sorry, I'm afraid you know you can't hold me. And that's like, very touching moment actually, when Campanella is gone. Time never goes backwards. Yeah, you can change the past and all that stuff. But to be honest, it's like vague meaning. It's so vague. I really like, it's poetry, like really poetry. So yeah, there's when you listen to it, especially when Psyche sings it, it sounds so impressive. But in fact, like Attracting Pretender, another character in the story, which I also don't know what it is. The scene shifts, that's what anime is all about. So it's like just something else appears in the window, some other whatever scene. See you smiling, vanish and raise your voice. Please teach me. I also copied a couple of very interesting insights from the story. So, yeah, they talk in this train, like there is a guy on the next seat, the lighthouse keeper. So he says, no one knows what true happiness is, least of all me. But no matter how hard it is, if you keep to the path you deem to be true, you can overcome any mountain. With each step in that direction, people come closer to happiness, said the lighthouse keeper comfortingly. I agree, said the young man. Actually, these are the survivors, the souls of the dead from Titanic. So Titanic catastrophe happened just like 10 years before that, 12 years before that, 1912. It was written in 1924. So yeah, there are three souls from Titanic, this young man and two children. I agree, said the young man, closing his eyes as if in prayer. But to reach the truest happiness, one must make their way through many sorrows. So this is like really insights, it's the truth which probably each one of us knows. Yeah, we know that, to find truest happiness, we must go through many sorrows. But it's like really this flash, this like it appears right before your eyes. And if you watch this anime in this meditative state as it should be watched, this will really sink deep in your mind, There's a very interesting story about Scorpio as well. So I'll just read it to you. So they look out of the window, and Giovanni sees some very bright red flame. And he says, what a strange flame. What does it what does it burn to produce such red lights? Giovanni asked. It's the fire of Scorpio, Campanella answered, references his map. So he has a map, like a round map or something, like the map of the sky. Yes, it's the burning scorpion, added Kaoru. Kaoru is the girl from the Titanic, the soul of a girl from Titanic. The burning scorpion, prompted Giovanni. It's a dead scorpion whose body has been set aflame. By scorpion, do you mean the bug? Yes, but it's a very good bug. No, it isn't. I saw one preserved in alcohol at the museum once. It's got a sharp tail full of poison that will kill you if you stand by it. That's what my teacher told me. That's true, but that doesn't make it bad, Kaoru reasoned. My father told me its story. A long time ago, in a field, there lived a scorpion that ate other bugs by using its tail to catch them. Then one day he found himself cornered by a weasel. Fearing for his life, he ran but could not escape it. Suddenly he fell into a well and, unable to climb out, began to drown. He started to pray then, saying, "O God, how many lives have I stolen to survive? Yet when it came my turn to be eaten by the weasel, I selfishly ran away. And for what? What a waste my life has been. If only I'd let the weasel eat me, I could have helped him live another day. God, please hear my prayer. Even if my life has been meaningless, let my death be of help to others. Burn my body so that it may become a beacon to light the way for others as they search for true happiness." The scorpion's prayer was answered, and his body became a beautiful crimson flame that shot up into the night sky. There he burns to this day. My father was telling the truth. It's also another insight, which probably all of us know from all these sacred books of all the religions, that like, what are you living for? What do you live for? As Miko asks, and Rinna, like. Also, it answers actually the question, like a very interesting turn for vegetarians, I would say. Vegetarians say, oh, let's not eat the animals because, they have eyes. They look at us with their eyes and probably they even think something. They feel the pain. How can we eat them? But that's how life is. The scorpion was eating other bugs. And then the time come when he must have been eaten by a weasel. So we eat other creatures. Actually, the plants also living creatures, right? We cannot say that, a tomato doesn't have eyes, so when we eat it, we don't feel pity. Oh, come on, it's just a living creature, it just doesn't have eyes. So you have pity only to those who have eyes? So we don't have pity for bugs, because their eyes are different from ours? It's racism, right? It's racism. No, if we have pity to all living creatures, then we have to have pity to all living creatures, right? We have to do justice to them all. And the correct attitude of this, it's like the plain truth, We eat others to survive. We cannot survive, on water alone, on minerals, water and salt, and that's all we can eat. No, we have to eat living creatures. That's how the world was created. And then one day we will be eaten. It's like supreme justice. So when the time comes for you to die and be eaten by bugs, so don't try to run away. Be thankful to God. So it's a very deep story, which I like very much. But I don't know, it's not reflected in the lyrics. I would expect Mick actually talking about this, but I don't know, appear and disappear. Even if wishing for happiness. So that's we just talked about, wishing for happiness. I won't look back. So I don't know, Miku doesn't seem to be talking about the story of Scorpio here. I don't know why. Okay, let's go. It's showtime. Okay, let's watch now the live performance of Giovanni from the day of Budokan. Yes, amazing song. You know, maybe I'm just imagining it right now, but um, as I listen to it now, it really reminds me of this anime, like this whole traveling story, you know. Also, there are extra things actually in this story which were not in the book I'm reading, like this wonderful story about the that's the guy, I think. The man at the radio, the blind Iberia. It's observatory. So it's also about the nearer my God to thee. So they sing in Christian hymns as well in that anime. So interesting, yeah. Okay, these are the guys from Titanic, the girl and the boy, and their servant, the Southern Cross. Okay, whatever, I can go on and on and on. Okay, what I wanted to say actually is a little bit about the... it's about Scorpio actually. This Kaoru, she's telling the story about the Scorpio. So, a little bit about the author, about Kenji Miyazawa. So, Kenji Miyazawa was a famous, I wanted to say a writer, but he was not famous as a writer in his lifetime. Only later when he died in 1934, if I'm not mistaken, 32, I guess, yeah. So only after this, they discovered a lot of manuscripts in his house, and so there was 18 volumes, of his works published after that. But during his lifetime, he published 2 or 3 little books and paid himself for this. So he was not very famous as a writer. He was a Buddhist. He actually even was in conflict with his family because his family were followers of another Buddhist school, which placed some enormous stress on the importance of the material prosperity, because they were, what you call it, the bankers. So it was like a local bank. So they were basically taking the collateral from the local peasants and were giving them loans. And Kenji Miyazawa was really against what his parents were doing. He was follower of another Buddhist school, which emphasized the importance of spiritual development. So that's what he was trying to promote actually in his writings. That's what I understood. And he was a very deep guy, obviously, yeah, because all this, to write a story like this with all these insights, you really have to be really, really spiritual, really, really deep guy. So that's it. I'm going on and on and on. It's already 45 minutes. I'm really sorry. It's probably, it was absolutely chaotic, but I thought, it's like what old Mr. B was saying. I felt that if I don't just record this video, I will never record it. So sorry for this being unorganized. But I just had to tell what's on my mind about this. I will continue to think about this story about Kenji Miyazawa, and I'll continue reading his wonderful stories. His stories are just wonderful, very beautiful. A lot of very nice things are there. This imagery, he creates. There's some very funny things as well, like that story about the guys who were hunting, and they wanted to eat something and saw a restaurant in the field, and they went there, and it turned out that this restaurant was owned by a wild cat who was actually eating the hunters. So in this restaurant, they were asked to put some sour cream on them and put some salt and some pepper and something, and basically prepare themselves as a meal for this wildcat. So it was a very, very interesting twist of imagination. Yeah. So, okay, that's it for now. Sorry for it being long and unorganized, but I hope if you know something about it, or have any thoughts about it, or speak about your favorite anime, just leave something in the comments. I'm always very curious to read the comments, to learn what's on your mind. And peace.